Hey guys, and what is up, and welcome back to another episode on the Fastbreak-Podcast. Today's episode is going to be a little different. It is not going to be the special edition episode that will be coming up soon, but make sure to stay tuned for that episode that I'll be announcing sometime soon when I finish recording it. Okay, so this episode is going to be a little different because I am going to be looking through some stats and kind of be answering some questions I've been asked and kind of just reviewing and breaking down what the Kings' expectations are for this season. We kind of talked about it a little bit in the beginning of the season, that making the playoffs is best case scenario for the Kings. But right now I feel like we need to raise those expectations, not a whole lot to where like it's ridiculous where we have to make the playoffs. If we don't make the playoffs, it's a failed season. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the expectations could be a little higher. Okay, so first I want to talk a little bit about. Okay, let's see. This is kind of going to be like an unedited, just like kind of raw footage video of me just kind of going over some stats and some big updates for the Kings. And here's something for you guys. The NBA All-Star voting, the first fan results has came in, and no Sacramento Kings players were in the first fan return voting. So that is not a good start, Sacramento. Come on, you guys got this. All you have to do, it takes like 3 minutes. I did it myself. I've been doing it every day. You just pick 5 players from the West, 5 players from the East. It takes like 5 minutes of your time. If you don't have 5 minutes, just find someone that has 5 minutes and have them do it. It really means a lot for the Kings and this Sacramento. But players that are getting voted for fan returns should not be getting votes, such as Austin Reeves has 144,000 votes so far, and Jordan Poole I don't think should, Russell Westbrook shouldn't, Andrew Wiggins, I don't really think so, but he's been getting a lot of votes. Kevon Looney, he did have a monster game. He had 53 points and a game-winning shot the other day, so it makes sense because of that, what happened, but I don't think he should be in the All-Star game. And then for the East, nothing really outrageous besides Derrick Rose and Tyrese Halliburton. Other than that, and Nick Claxton and Kyle Kuzma, so, and Paolo Banchero, because Paolo should not be in the All-Star situation, because he's still a rookie. So definitely some of those players are not, and if they are going to the All-Star game, I'll be disappointed, because there's better players out there than Austin Reeves. So hopefully at least one player from the Sacramento Kings can make the All-Star game, but it's not a huge deal for me because really all the Kings are trying to do this season is make the playoffs and win. De'Aaron Fox said that the other night. He said, if I make the All-Star game, that's great. If I don't, oh well, I'm just here to win. So really the Kings, really all they're trying to do right now is just win games and stay in that mindset to win games, not to stay in the mindset to make the All-Star game. So that's not really a priority for the Kings right now. Okay, that's it for the All-Star game. The All-Star game, I'm really excited for it. Hope you guys watch it. It's in like 5 weeks now, I think. The Kings are currently 5th place. They're 20-17. That is great. We haven't seen the Kings get 20 wins this early since 2004 and 2005 when we had Chris Webber, Mike Bibby, and like Vlade Divac and Peja and all those other good players, Doug Christie, and just all of them. And so that's a good sign for the Kings. We've seen a lot of good signs for the Kings this season on different records they've been breaking, and just how they've been playing together and learning through tough losses like they've had this week. And speaking on tough losses, I want to talk a little bit about tough losses. The Kings have had some tough losses this year, or even this few weeks. They lost to the Hornets, which was disappointing. They lost to the Wizards, and then they lost to the Grizzlies. But that was kind of an expected loss. And they lost to the Hawks yesterday. While I'm recording this, they lost to the Hawks yesterday by 3 points. That was a great game. De'Aaron Fox got a cool, really nice poster, and just there was really cool highlight plays and just a great game overall, but Sacramento couldn't pull it through at the end, and part of that is because they missed 22 layups, dunks, or close shots in the beginning of the game, and that should not happen, especially for this Kings team. They just need to finish their baskets, and that's 22 missed shots. We could have easily blown out this team by 20 if we made at least like half of those. So the Kings 100% should have won this game, but you gotta knock down your shots. That's how you get points, and that's how you win. So and here's a little fun stat for you guys. Sacramento Kings are first place in the Pacific Division and 5th place in the Western Conference. I mean, first place for the Kings is anything sounds great, so first place in the Pacific Division, but the Pacific Division doesn't really matter, so it's just a fun little stat for you guys. And the Sacramento Kings, their team rank on threes is 7th. That went up the other day. They average 13 made threes per game, and they shoot 36 attempts, which is a little bit below, that's a little bit below 40%. It's about like 35.6%. That's what it says there. You would like that to be a little higher, especially for a team that has Keegan Murray, Malik Monk, Kevin Huerter, all these good three-point shooters, and they need to be knocking down those shots a little more consistently, but not get super reliable and comfortable with three-point shot, because sometimes when the Kings take a lot of three-point shots and they're not knocking them down, they kind of just try to shoot their way out of that little slump they have in a game, and that's how they lose games sometimes, because they just constantly want to shoot threes. But I know that's what Mike Brown's telling them to do, but I don't know if that approach is the best approach for where the Kings are at right now. And where's another fun stat? Oh yes, in assists per game, the Kings have averaged 26.7 assists per game. They are 6th place. That's just compliments Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox. They both average like 5+ assists per game. Sabonis leads the team actually with 6.7 assists per game, and then De'Aaron Fox averages 5.9. So they both average over 5 assists per game. Let's just round out to 6, so they average 6 assists per game each, and that's basically half the assists for the Kings. So Domantas Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox, that shows just how much of a great duo they are and how well they work together and get their teammates going. And Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox are great players. I don't know why the NBA is hating on the Kings. And I just want to say this real quick. The Kings, this is their 9th sellout game in a row. That's insane. And when people say there's no Kings fans out there, I hear them, but that's incorrect. I get into a little ball of fire in my head. I don't release it though, because that would be bad. And that's incorrect. The Kings have so many Kings fans that they've been waiting to go to games for 16 seasons. It's basically been 16 seasons of losing, but this season it's been the opposite. The Kings are just dominating everywhere on offense, and they still need to improve on defense. If they can improve on defense, they could easily be a top 4 team, top 3 team. But yeah, Kings fans are out there and they're supporting the Kings. And if you guys want to support the Kings even more, make sure to go vote Domantas Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox to the All-Star game. I'll have a link there in the description. It'll be at the very bottom. There'll be a little tag pointing at it, so make sure to go do that. It only takes 5 minutes. You can do that. You can play the video and do that at the same time. That'd be great. Just make sure to do it. And I want to talk about a little bit to that loss to Memphis. They lost 108 to 118. The Sacramento Kings were not playing like their selves that night. Sacramento Kings just did not score well in the 4th or 3rd quarter. They got outscored in the 4th quarter by 6 points, and outscored in the 3rd by 3 points, so they kind of went on a little drought at the third and fourth quarter. But so yeah, the Kings have to do better in those situations where if you're struggling to hit the three, this is what I was talking about earlier. If you're struggling to hit the three, attack the paint, or if someone is going to get a three, make sure give it to them and let them shoot the three. If someone is doing really well, like I don't know, Sabonis, keep on trying to give it to Sabonis, and you just gotta Sabonis has just been so dominant this season, and if you give it to him, he is going to score it or pass it or get someone an open shot either way. So shooters have to be ready for those passes and try their best to knock them down. And a problem for this game was Steven Adams. He got he got 21 rebounds this game, and my goodness, 12 of them were offensive rebounds, and they got outscored in offensive rebounds by 7. We had 14 offensive rebounds. They had 21. And Steven Adams was a huge problem. Whenever Sabonis got in, Steven Jenkins just subbed back in Steven Adams, and he just really bullied Sabonis, and Sabonis tried to do... Okay, so what was I saying? I was saying if you're in those situations where Steven Adams is bullying you, you just gotta hack him like they did to Shaq and just send him to the free throw line, because guarantee he will miss at least one of those free throws every time. And yeah, Steven Adams was a problem, and the Kings, I think they learned a lot this week, and hopefully they could do better this January, because if they don't do good this January, I don't think they're making the playoffs. And hopefully De'Aaron and Sabonis could step up a little more, and off the bench they could step up a little more, like Malik Monk and Davion Mitchell and Rashawn Holmes, because he's been getting some minutes lately. Okay, I'm not going to try to ramble too long. This was kind of a freestyle video, and hope you guys enjoy this a little bit longer episode, and I'll see you guys on the special edition episode, and I'll see you guys next time.